to part 2 of this very fascinating drawing. I wasn't so sure how to go about this particular drawing of the horse, but I've provided you with some fundamental knowledge of tones and how tones appear in an actual painting or drawing, and how you can appreciate and acknowledge your understanding of tones. So we're going to carry on doing this particular. So part 1 is we got so far, right? So let me briefly go through what we did in part 1. We first did an outline, then we continued to do block coloring in blocks, like color picker, and then picking the block while we have the cursor just above the midpoint. In that way, we were able to transfer these colors, like here, block. We did big blocks, obviously, here. These are all tones happening within that region. Yeah? That's how we got the tones, the big tones, the primary tones, but the little tones is, in fact, yes, yeah, we got the tones of this, but we're not using it this way. That's not really drawing. And then we went and divided this horse into various big segments of tones. Like here, for example, we assumed that the tones were the same in that region, and therefore I go into the middle and just pick a color, and then I just rapidly do the same color tone instead of using the color picker. Same thing here, right there. And then I introduced to even the variations of tones within the region tones. And the way we compensated for that was to keep using the color picker within the region to get even more granularity in the tones. Yeah, see how it just goes, turns white towards the white region here, and you can see the tones there. Can you see the first 4 tones? So the way the color palette works is that the color tones will get populated, pushed first, and then everything else will go down. So you can see the 3-4 different tones just in that region. It's amazing, isn't it? So we just basically, so here, for example, we can use the same tone and then make it like a paint by numbers drawing. Or if we want to, with the power of block coloring, is select a tone for this, even break up the paint by numbers with even more granularity. Yeah. And then you'd think, there's not variations of tones. You think so? Look, that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, that was silly. I was picking my own color. Okay, the tones there. You know that all the artists go on about tones, but they haven't really had any good platform or a good way to explain it. It becomes a bit too academic when people share it. This is the excellent way. It's the reason why I can draw so well, and my drawings look like it was done with some kind of medium other than digital. So when I did show you this doing the outline, majority of you will find autocorrection on the outline, and that is the beginning of your of your drawing to look exactly like digital. It is no way going to look like anything else but digital because it's been auto-corrected. You know, the line you use, people will be hesitant and say, oh, I can't keep my line still. I can't keep my finger still, you know. So therefore I go for that tool that has been designed just for exactly for that. Remember, the digital tools by Photoshop were not in the beginning of their life, in their career starting out as Photoshop. They did not intend the app to be used by anyone apart from people with zero knowledge of art but has good technical competency. And there was a big flux of people needed at that time for the huge amount of work appearing in on the World Wide Web. You know, there was an explosion, isn't it, for digital artists, digital creators, and they were not, majority were not from art background, and the app developers of Adobe Photoshop knew this to be the case, and so they offered them every tool under the sun, making it really unwieldy and difficult to use. And people continue to recommend that path, and I'm thinking, why? Why? Because I've been using Photoshop for a good few decades, and it's a bloody beast. I would never recommend it to a beginner digital artist. I would first say, try to get familiar with this and learn, and then you can realize that your drawing is not, you don't want to become a digital animator or something, you know, go into what do you call it, the company that Steve Jobs owned, Pixel, I think, Pixel Art, Pixel Creations, I don't know. Anyway, so if you want a job there, maybe you want to go along that path, but even then it's a bloody beast. It will throw most people off unless you're a real hardcore fan of keeping your passions going up. So just first of all, use all the digital apps out there right now. And if you're into more fine arts and learning more about fine arts and improving your art techniques, then this is the way to go. See what I'm doing? I'm trying to, I've sort of intuitively know that some of these, now I'm starting to make drawing strokes. Yeah, and then just picking a color and then so basically what it boils down to, just pick a color and then just keep it local, tight, so the tones don't change too far. Yeah. See how that changed? Like the colors change. Here you can see the colors changed. I don't know where I am relative to the painting, but all I'm doing is just trying to capture these tones that are happening here, the variations of tones, and I made this region. Should we have a look at a painting? Let's have a look. See how far we've got. We're doing pretty well, isn't it? Let's see how many people watching. so far 2 likes as well, so you must think this is really helpful to you, which of course it is, otherwise I wouldn't be doing this. Oops, what did I do wrong here? Yep, you guessed it, I picked the thing there. So for those of you who are persistent in following me, is you really have, like, all I can say is that you have a passion to learn true art, and I commend you for that. And those of you who just come here and then just look at it for a few minutes and say, nah, not for me, they're going to stay wherever they are. They're not going to move a lot in their journey of art because they're more used to this. They are more used to a quick fix. Quick fix to everything. Quick fix to everything means you do little, but you consume a lot. That's what quick fix means. So let's take the line brush a little bit less forward so we can get into these little grooves. Because that's what we want to do, is cover these areas with the actual localized color that's underneath. Yeah, that's why we picked these segments of areas which we thought were the actual tones, but no, we don't have to rely on that. We got our mighty color picker. I call it the infinite color pot. And then now you see we're getting a bit darker to the edges of the this is the eye, right? You'll see the colors change. Right, so there's a distinct tonal variation going on here, because we know it's dark around the eyes, and then it gets really the gradient falls off really rapidly, which makes sense. That's why you need to go even closer to get the reality of what's going on. See, I'm just correcting at the same time. This brush, all the little bits loose here. Pick another color, and then around the edge. Look at the color gradient, the two gradients here. You see? Pick two gradients, and just don't worry about the line. They're just a guidance. Just go over it. So, see this one? I don't know about you, but I can see tonal variations here, 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 here. So we could, if we were to take this down, brush, to let's say 0.4%, we could effectively, or even 0.8%, we could effectively, look at that, get tones even at that such a low level. Look. So this is like hyperrealism, right? Because this is our infinite color pot. See how it changes? But there's no way in hell I'm gonna sit through this and do it this way. But that's what hyperrealism is. People go through pixel by pixel, bit by bit, 3 months over a particular drawing. And then by then I've made like 500 drawings. I know what I would prefer. 500 drawings. This ain't improving my skills. I already know what tones are. See, this is the variations, subtle variations of tones. Can you see it? Subtle variations of tones that I picked up in that region, yeah? But that's not over here, is it? For, oops, you know why that happened. Yep. So let's bring the zoom down. We ain't doing, this is not a class. You can do it just to prove yourself, and maybe you'll like it, I don't know, but for me, I'm gonna do a whole bunch of paintings. Life is too short, mate. I'm gonna sit around with doing just one painting just to impress a few, get a few. Oh wow, oh great, wow, lovely. You know, I've seen that and read it. They're so proud to announce that they sat through this painting for like 3 months. And people gobsmacked. Oh wow, how'd you do it? And they need a bigger canvas because then they focus on this little. Have you ever seen a happy realist art? What they do, they have a paint pot, and they're so focused on one portion of the painting, and that's because they're creating these tones, which we don't have to in the infinite color pot here, and they're trying to get the exact tonal matches. Yeah, in order to make the overall painting hyper-realistic. I mean, I don't know who brought out that term, but to me, they're trying to. It's really a fad anyway. I like the street art. That's very clever. You know, where they, you know, the way when they, what do you call it? They try and create realism. Look at that. We're at the nose, I'm sure. Part of that painting. Yeah, look through the nose. But then we just go through, pick local towns, right, and then you'll pick up these tones that the eye will be fooled. Yeah, as I was saying, the street art. You know the street art where people make something appear like sticking out of the street. In fact, it's flat. It's quite interesting, isn't it? The illusion of perspective. I've done that with this app as well, Pentology. I made a few three-dimensional. I can show you one later on. Very easy to do. Wow, is this what's happening here? Why is this different? Did I miss something? Why is this so white? It is white. Oh, it's because we haven't done it. Gosh. I thought I already laid down some tones. So I'm just going, and I know the gradient of the tones is shifting in this direction, so therefore I'm just going in that direction of where the gradient's changing. This will all make sense to you if you practice. And then you gotta think when you do something, isn't it? Why do you want everyone else to do the thinking for you? The reason why people are good artists is they're constantly thinking. If you're not one of the quick fix people, you want a quick fix in everything, and then you should have the patience to stick through this and do it properly. even if you don't want to become an artist, trust me, I'm no artist either, and my background is not in art, but I still love painting and drawing 'cause it's so wonderful, isn't it? My background is technology. That's a brown color. So there's a lot we're doing here. See? I'm using this region. You could follow that region and do it like paint by numbers, but we don't have that. Don't have that liberty, I'm afraid, because I have to finish this painting in 1 hour. So I got half an hour left. But I think I made pretty good progress. To be honest with you, I think I've made very good progress. We're almost there. See how the color shapes change? If you see a transition like this, a really hard transition, you know you're looking at an interface of an object. Like the eye, remember the eye we came across and there was a big transition. The eye was a big interface between. Oh, this is the underside of the belly. Oh, interesting. Okay, let's have a look. Pretty good going, isn't it? I have to admit. Let me have a sip of my tea. Here we can see that we need to do this area, but before I do that, let me save it, and then I'm going to open it up again because I'm working on a prototype app. I have to keep repeating this, and then because my developer is testing, so he expects me to open up the app, close the app, and open it up again, so it can reset the performance metrics. Yeah, so it's all kinds of technical stuff that I do on the background of the app development. So please don't compare this to other big apps. It doesn't try to emulate them, and it will never emulate them because it's teaching you more essential skills of painting and drawing. It's a completely different concept to what you may be used to because you're probably looking for a quick fix to do a shape, then go, wow, I can do this, now I'm going to do that, then I'm going to do this, then you become subservient to the tools because you first of all use the auto correction brush, which automatically makes the entire drawing digital. See, you don't see me use this, and my drawing does not look anywhere near digital. It looks like it's been painted on. So let's just finish what we have, put it up here, and then just take all the little bits and pieces. Look, we haven't done that here. Gotta do that here, isn't it? So here. There. Just follow the lines. There's a guideline, right? Then just get these tones. Remember, the line you put down has no bearing on this because you're still referring to the reference image. Alright, so look. Nicely done, isn't it? You gotta admit, this is with the block coloring. Save. I don't know how far you got. Horse 2. Sorry, 2. Horse horde 2. Continued. Okay, now we're going to do some blending exercise. Yep. And you may think, oh, here he is. All the time he's talking about tools and now he's going to use the blending tool. Sorry to say, the app does not have a blending tool. You have to do it by hand. Haha. Okay, so there you are. You can see there is white here, a little darker. It gets darker, towards the perimeter of the belly, and then even darker here. Okay, so this is the subtle tone variation. So how are we going to blend this into? Well, first of all, this is where the density comes in. I'm going to take that way down, 18%, and then increase that a bit higher, and then pick this color here, and then just go over it. Okay, and then pick this color, so just go over it, and then pick this color, just go over it. Right, and I'll explain what's happening. Pick the dark color because you know that the blending is from that point darker here, and then all the way to the light. Then pick this color, just stretch it, follow the belly line. You'd be surprised what this is, almost magical the way it happens. Remember this white, let's have a look, way better than before, isn't it? And how long did that take me? Less than a minute. Now you can imagine how I can take this skill to photorealism drawing and then beat anyone who tries to use any other tools. Just like that. And I haven't even moved out of this line brush. You know, so many brushes here you can play with. But this is to show you the power. Okay, so you've done that, but it's not obviously perfect, you know, but pretty impressive. Do you see? I can see a white line appearing across here. Can you see it? Right, so we could probably pick that brush and then if you want to, take that down even more and take the brush size and just draw that wherever you see that white line appearing. Ooh, that's so. Right, this is the power. It reminds me of the Power of Love song by Frankie Hollywood. Oh, in the 80s, you know. Look at that. Put some of that. Look at that. See some of that white. And then there's more of that white here. So we could just continue to blend like this. Beautiful. Right, to make it look more realistic. See, we've got part of that blending going on at the face now. So now let's do those legs. Same thing. So we'll do the first pass of blending. So you got 8%. I tend to pick bigger brush, then you get more of a blending effect. But look at that size of that. So now we can pick, either stay in the mid position and do the blending that way. So you have the actual blending of the real tones that are taking place there. or you can stick to one where I showed you the belly. You could do that way. And then we can take a look there. And then you could increase that, and then so you can see, because it's so subtle, you need to see. And take some of that. Now if it gets a bit too dark, then you can go in the opposite direction and get the right. Wonderful, isn't it, how that's happened there. And now we can do this part here. So we'll go through a first crude, like a first crude blending. So we can do this. Here you can see flicking back and forth. You can see that. So it gives you an idea of what blending you need to do. So I can see that I need to take some of the white and move it down here. Right there, and then maybe have a bigger brush. Right, then I can bring this darker tone, and then even darker here. Let's have a look. Much better, isn't it? You see how the blending happened there? And then you could see that white area? Beautiful. We're going to capture that beautiful white area of that muscular activity there, you know? We haven't got that in our painting, so let's take that up. Take that down, and then pick this beautiful white color. There. Wonderful, isn't it? Even though we got so much. Let's see. There. It's not quite there yet, but we're going to get to it. This is the first crude attempt. Look at that. We've got to do that now, isn't it? Look at that muscle. Again, I think we're pretty clear in what we need to do. Keep that to the, no, that it gets dark here. Just blend it, and then get this color, blend it. You get a good feel of what's, pick the color picker. There's none of that going. Right. Okay. And what do we have here? It's black. It's blended here. All right. Perfect, isn't it? Look at that. Got a beautiful one. Now we're going to tackle the face. So before I do that, I'm going to do my humble thing of saving. I'll go to my paintings, open it up. So now we're going to do this. So we won't actually keep in the mid position. I'm going to show you now. I'm got to pick a smaller brush because now we work on the head of the horse. Pick this color and then just get this right. Right. Look at that, 10%. Let's do one quick swoop. The same effect. It's going to have a blending effect. Okay. And I'm just blending these chopped areas that we did with block coloring. Okay. And then we still have the same color. So we basically just have this control here. I think I might need to increase that to get more of an effect. If you're not getting the effect quick enough, increase the density, okay? And then make sure you don't overdo it with one of the colors, right? So just blending. Because real world images, the eyes blend the colors, okay? It's not like choppy Lego land, Lego world, okay? See that? So here it is a little transition, but it's very quick transition. So you might need to have more control of that. So really focusing and paying attention. That's why I'm not talking as much. So look at the actual horse by sliding all the way here. And then look at these, what you need to do in your, so you can replicate most of what's going on in there. So we got 4.8% brush. Look at that, got this. Lovely. Let's see what we have here. Look at that, how we managed to blend the bottom part of the head. Isn't it amazing what you can do with a little bit of effort? Okay, now we're gonna, you can see there's clearly a lot of improvements to be done. Let's look at that. That's actually, so you have to look at the reference image and see where the blending. I can see that this area is coming here. Pick approximately the size of that. I can see sort of a banding coming here. Right, and then it gets a little white here. Just blend that in. Bring these colors in. Remember, these colors gives you a reference for what is in that localized area. So try and retain these colors as much as you can, yeah? I can see that. There is that color that just recedes back here. And I have a darker color, so I can pick this dark color and give it shape. And here we have a little bit of the white. Right, there, just take some of that gray color and then make that, take that Lego property out, and don't spread it too much, just contain it to the size of the dots that we use, yeah, originally. Let's look here, it's a bit white, it's more white, isn't it? So we're going to do that, okay, following true to the picture, right? Then here, with that lovely sort of banding going on here. Subtle, isn't it? So just removing this Lego-like property. Ooh, I picked that black color there. See what I did? I picked that black color that was... Ignore what I just said. Let's see. People sometimes become aghast at how they just simply have no words to explain how I got there. How. That's all they can say, how. You gotta look at my tutorials to learn how. Yeah, it's not gonna just come to you. Look at that beautiful white. That has to be smaller, isn't it? You can follow that mark. Look at that. Lovely. Okay, let's do it. It's pretty impressive, isn't it? You wouldn't think that was our painting, but it sure is. Okay, I hope you're enjoying this, because I'm enjoying it. Oh, a few people fell off. What a shame. What a shame. They're probably going to their Facebook profile, isn't it? Looking at chit chat. That's the beauty of painting. Even though I do it daily without fail, never, it's never boring, honestly. It's never boring. There, can you see what I'm doing here? Take that. It's quite small. So I'm going to take it up a bit. What's going on here? What's that there? Oh, that's the line. I forgot what that was. That was our line. I keep thinking that's part of the reference image, and it's not. What was our line that we did? Let's get that there. Just blend it there. That's it. And then get this white color, blend it to that. Get this color, blend it to that. Perfect. Get this color, blend it. Quick flick. Quick flick. Just a quick flick will do. And then you can take a look at the reference image. So we're just blending these bubbles, you could call it. It's not really Lego, they're square, isn't it? They're blocky. And then let's see what we have here, right? Go darker. Here, that's all right. See how we can add that. Beautiful, isn't it? You can do lots of things. And we're coming here now. We got this just under the eyes, I think. We've got to get that right. The eyes is going to be this window to the soul, as they say, right? Okay. Yes. Just keep doing that. Don't use this brush. 3.3. Look at that. 15%. Now you can see why that density setting comes in, right? Always been wondering about that, haven't you? For that, it's a little darker, obviously, around the eye, just like humans. And then it gets a little lighter. And then look. It's really interesting how this is coming about. Just try and, if you're not following, just try and get these, by going over it, get these bubbles out the way. In fact, I might do another tutorial like this because it's really helpful, I think. It's because I'm always trying to put myself in your shoes. Wow, look at that. That's the part of the... Wow, practically. So I can take some of that. Have a look. It's not bad, is it? We're going to go past our time, but it's worth it for a beautiful horse like that. Definitely worth it. Okay. So again, like I'm showing you, this is not really drawing. This is still following what I'm showing you, but it's teaching you fundamental techniques. I'm hoping that this method will appear in academic courses, and it should. Because, I can't think of any better way to learn, because people are still living in their traditional world. They don't realize the true power of digital. And just focus on getting these, out the way, Look at that. There. So this one is going that way. And try and get rid of these lines here. That gives it a Legoland, like feel Legoland. And then blend this one here adjacent to it with that color, and then add this color, then add and bring some of that darker color in a little bit. Right, this is too harsh of an edge, so I'm going to lighten it. Right there. Yeah. Look how quickly we got down here, isn't it? See what I'm doing? Here, just take the rough edges out, but use the color that's there. Don't pick a different color. So use the color picker, just to diffuse. Blend these regional colors back into it. There. If you're so amazed at how I do my drawings, then you should know that this is the method I use. Even without the trace bar, I'm still able to create impressive drawings, right? So, see that? That's something that we need to smoothen out. It's going nicely. Very happy with that. Look at that, it's white. So if we think some areas needs a little touch up, then do it. Yeah. Look at that there. The reason we picked that white color and that globule looks like, but it's not really a globule shape, is it? So bring the adjacent and create that feathered edge. Yeah, all these little artifacts make up the whole thing. Let's see what we've got here. Wow, look at that. That's a beautiful banding of the white here. So we bring that down here. Beautiful. And then we have the grey banding here, which is what we have in the first place. Right. And then what we have here, we have another a little bit grayish. It's about this grayish. So remember, you've already got the colors for the blending, so you don't have to pick like I'm doing. But really, so if we want to get this blending really done, which means removing this harsh edges, is just also bring the darker over it as well, really quickly. All right, take that there. What kind of colors do we have? Wow, that's the ears. Ah, so notice what we have. Got white here. It's not quite as we had envisioned. And then we got the white here. And we're going to do that white band. Looking forward to doing that white band. Let's see what we got here. Getting better and better each time, isn't it? So we're going clockwise this time, where we're going round, fixing the ears, and then just the forehead, and we can say we've done a great job here, isn't it? So let's close that and open it up again. Remember, I'm doing that for a reason. My paintings. Open it up again. So you can see we're close to the edge here. So take a good look at what's happening and add this bit, okay? See? And add that bit. Right here. Just tidy it up. Look at that, beautiful. Let's take the brush down a bit. And then pick this wonderful colors here. It's part of its mane now, isn't it? This is such a lovely subject, especially when we're having to, some parts of the world have snow. This could be signifying the realities. I'll just put this little detail. It's never that smooth. Come on, you know that. Alright, what do we got here? We got this sort of brush-like effect. I'm going to take it down and increase that. I'm going to show you what I'm doing. Creating that. So here you can see, here, I'm picking that color. And then okay. Use the actual color. You can tell that's really, really harsh, isn't it? Did I explain to you why I'm using the density, how the density works? I think you probably got a better idea of how it works now. But I think I meant to explain to you a little bit more detail, but I will do that at the end. Okay, stick around and I will show you what this density setting See the effects I can get now? Very subtle effects. Right? But still it looks a little bit more pronounced. So it gives the character. And that's where we're moving towards the ears. There, I could see. Okay, so now let's get to the ears. Look at that, it's beautiful, isn't it? That color we need to capture in all its beauty. Let's take that down. That color is hard to pick. Let's pick that here. So you get a good feel. Let's go to the mid position. There. There. It's not quite the color I wanted, so let's brighten it up a bit. There, okay? And now we've got this darker color going on here. And then we've got these colors. We might have to take it down here. You know? And then here. So I'm picking the colors from here. So we may need to take it down. Look, it's dark, okay? We know it's dark, so. And then here. I don't want to get bogged down with too much detail. And now here, look at that lovely color that is going through here. Then we have these colors. Then here we have a bit of a black. And then what we have here, this thing, this color goes all the way down here. Then we got these lovely hairlines. So in order to accentuate that, we got the density up a little bit, okay? So then got these black hair marks. Now this becomes, okay, and then I got these hairs going here, and then these lovely strands of hair. Ooh, that's a bit too harsh. Okay. Okay, beautiful, isn't it? Wow, isn't it amazing? Huh? All right, let's. I'm going to pause for a second, and then we'll resume in about a few minutes. Yeah, thank you. Hello there again. So we passed the 2 hour mark, but you have to allow me for the explanation. So I do, theoretically, or realistically, I do complete the drawing in 2 hours. Because there's going to be a lot of naysayers here who's always trying to find excuses to justify what they're saying, you know. So there's going to be like naysayers who actually going to dislike this tutorial, but they wouldn't have the guts to tell you why. So I'm not worried about these people. They're probably the ones who go around trolling the internet. So see that the subtlety I got there? Amazing how much what you can do. Little bit of pick some of this color. Oh wow, it's amazing, isn't it? So this is 24%, 1.2. Believe me, if some of these artists are lying and resting in their graves would probably come out if they knew techniques like this existed in our modern times. And here you are dismissing it because you think, because you don't know it. That's the problem with people, is that they think they know it. In reality, people don't know it. Try and come with an open mind, meaning no prejudices of any kind. Look at that. We got some things to do there. All right, let's do it quickly, right? I know you've got a busy schedule, and so I'm aware of that. So have I. Gotta get ready for some of my shorts. I hope you like my shorts. It's picking up a lot of people, just to show the power of the app. Okay, see, you don't want these harsh lines, so try and pick them up and remove it. There, can you see here? Yeah, try and get rid of this. You can get rid of it like that. Okay, here. Let's try here. Pick these colors and get rid of it. This line. We don't want these Lego lines here. Set. Okay. Ooh, look at that. So we were going in a different direction. Now we're going to create that wonderful, and above that is this dark. That's it. And then what we have here, sort of white, then black, and then wow, this wonderful horse has eyebrows. Of course it has eyebrows. You know, some of these people who love horses will think I'm speaking dumb. All creatures great and small have eyebrows, except for maybe insects. I don't know. We're going to get that eyebrows now, what do you reckon? Yep, we're going to get that eyebrow. And then I'm going to show you how, when you know a few tricks, that becomes much easier. Right, so you got this lovely white. Right. Okay. So we could just make out his eyes, and then a little bit of that color here, right there. I did a good job with his eyes, I think. There. So this is drawing. I didn't expect it to be as good as me in this, if you have only just started. But you can see how I'm drawing this. Very much like traditional. And many of you digital people say, nah, I haven't got the time for this. And yeah, you can do that, nobody's stopping you. But if you want to learn real art, then you should pay attention to this. This is showing you real art. Let's see if we got his eyes right. Yes, look at that. You won't believe that this is our drawing, isn't it? Just hard to believe. Anyway, let's fix this where we got that blending working weirdly. Let's just fix that there. So we're actually on the same track. That's it. That's it. Alright, so I'm going to save that, open it up again, and we'll be done in another 5 minutes or so, I reckon. Okay, let's open it up again. Oh, and by the way, I didn't tell you that we've reached 300,000 subscribers on the Pentology channel, all thanks to you. So I'm really grateful for your support. So here, what are we going to do? Yeah, we're going to do, oh, that ear, man, is sticking out like a sore thumb or a sore ear. Okay, let's get that down, yeah? Let's just use because we're time constrained, I'm going to use the because we're time constrained, I'm going to use the blending effect using the trace image. Okay, and then here, okay. Okay, so I'm just finishing this off, and you'll see just picking the localized colors. Yes, so there are many different ways to do this. So I'm showing you this. You see, this has become more advanced after starting out basic. This is the way you learn. You can start from simplicity and don't have to dive into complexity, then this is the best way to learn, because you've got the approach, it's showing you the path, it's showing you the full path of how to make this drawing. Let's have a look. See, now we've finished, isn't it? I think we've finished. What do you think? Looks like a realistic horse, doesn't it? Let's have a look at this. So I've got that. So I'm gonna, oh, it's quite a little harsh, but that's alright. Can tone it down. And then we have this color going on here. And then we have this color. That's it. That's all we want there. Just pick the colors. Pick that there. And we got something going well with this. I believe we have. Right there. Down here. And actually there is a little bit of that light patch going on under his eyes. So we're going to add that, okay? And then just any detail that helps to give. That's what I learned in traditional as well. This is very much my ability in traditional carrying it to digital. So I'd say we're finished. I don't know about you, that left, right, left needs to be done actually. As a poor effort on my part, but never mind. We're gonna finish you. Don't worry about it, mate. There. And then you have there. Pick that color. Just carry it. Add some realism to it. There you are. I'm happy with that. What do you think? Do you like it? I think it's good. And because the main focus is on the head of the horse, isn't it? So I think we're okay for doing it on a phone. Right, so if you're gonna dislike this video, please have the courage to tell me why. Maybe you want to say I didn't understand anything. You can explain it to me. You didn't spoon feed me. I'm just wondering if you're going around disliking everyone who just shows. No, it's just more people like it, of course, but I'm just saying there's some occasional people who come here. I feel sorry for them because either down to what? Jealousy, perhaps? I'm not sure. Because they're going to go around hating everything. It's so sad. Anyway, so I'm going to put my name. I've got lots of space to put my name, mate. Paint. That's probably not the right color. That's also not the right color. Paintology. There you are. This is a perfectly wonderful, realistic horse. I turned it into realism. I wasn't expecting it, but I think you can see the power of how we started block coloring. I mean, there's very rare when you can see realistic drawing all the way from start to finish. So, and let alone on the phone and digitally. So I showed you block coloring. I did a line drawing, then showed you block coloring, and then I basically continued showing you how to look at tones in a completely new manner, which is easier to understand with the app. And then I kept building it up. I don't turn to tools. You saw me. 99.9% of my time is spent drawing. So I don't care what other people who make claims that it's all fake. It's just the stupidity beyond words, lack of ignorance. But that's people there for you, right? And if they feel that digital art is fake, point them in this way and say, before you make that judgment, sit down for 2 hours and see what he does and tell me if it's doing anything fake. So there you are, final painting of the horse, Snow White horse. So I'll hopefully see you again tomorrow for another session. In the meantime, post your paintings and drawings on the community channel or send me a link and tell me how you're getting along, and then I can give you some feedback. So until then, please subscribe and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.